Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm TJ, I'm coach of the Detroit Dipplins in the Dipplin Draft League, and this week we've got our Week 4 matchup against the Kanto Rockets. The Dipplins and me are currently 2-1. Lost last week to one of the better players in the league, and this week I'm playing against one of my best friends in the league who is currently 1-2. He has a nasty rain team with major threats like Pelipper, Barraskewda, Swift Swim, Mega Swampert, Bear Tick, Sticky Webs with Vikavolt, Mimikyu, and many other things that go along with a traditional rain team like that. This week, I'm bringing kind of an unorthodox team because I want to kind of just have fun with it. Not because I don't want to win, I want to smoke him, but because I want to kind of troll him a little bit. And so while I was initially going to run hard stall, I decided I needed a little bit of offense to actually compete. And so on this dock, you'll want to block out Dugtrio for Vaporeon because this is being recorded post-game, and there's a change to the team. But I'm going to bring King Gambit with a Swords Dance set and a Choppleberry, Indeedee with Choice Specs and Psychic Surge, Toedscruel with a Spore Expert Belt set with Giga Drain and Earth Power for things like Archaludon. Vaporeon was there with a traditional Leftovers Wish Pass set. Dusclops with his normal Eviolite Will-O-Wisp thing. And Glimmet with a lead, Focus Sash, Stealth Rock Spikes, Corrosion instead of Toxic Spikes because I'm not expecting anything to be able to activate my Toxic Spikes, and so I think it's more important to be able to Toxic things like his Hisuian Overquill or his Archaludon. Let's get into the game, which I should note is going to only be commentary after the game because I didn't record during it because I was actually in call with him. That's how casual the match was. So let's see how that went. Alright, so as you can see, this is just the commentary, so I'll try to get into my thought process, but a lot of it I don't remember at this point, so I'll just analyze what I did and didn't do right. This is a pretty interesting game, as you'll see, still fun. So I decide to lead Toedscruel, expecting something like Barraskewda or Archaludon. And so I decide that I can get a free Spore here if I Terra Water, which, because I was expecting this to maybe be a Choice Band, and I should have just calced it, honestly, but I basically expected this to be a Choice Band Liquidation, and I thought it would kill Toedscruel because I'm a fully offensive. And so I Terra Water, which I'm allowed to do, and to tank it, and I Spore. He switches into Mimikyu, and I'm hyped for a second, but he brought Safety Goggles, which is a good thing. And so as I expect a attack or a Swords Dance, I bring in Glimmet, but he actually Thunder Waves, but that's okay because my Glimmet is Focus Sash, and so I figure I can either Toxic here or get up Spikes, and I figure he might be kind of expecting a switch or something, and so I go for a Toxic first, and I hit it on Pelipper, which is nice. And so now I'm expecting him to swap back out, and so although I could double Toxic, I actually just go for Stealth Rock, but I get paralyzed, and so then I go for Toxic knowing that Arch is there and I'll survive it, and I really want to be able to Toxic Archaludon because it's one of the only ways I can beat it, and I get paralyzed again, and so at this point I have to set Glimmet because it's never faster than anything when it's paralyzed, and I can't give Archaludon any kind of action on anything. So I stay in and I just die. Toedscruel comes in to Earth Power it because if it's not a Solvest, I kill it easily with Earth Power. He swaps out, maybe expecting Spore, but he forgot about the ability. I don't really understand there. But it looks like I got the call correct, and I Earth Power him. I'm expecting either an attack or a Thunder Wave, and I decide it's okay, so I just switch out. Thunder Wave's my Vaporeon, which is fine because I intend to be slow. Scald the Archaludon does 15% now. Here's a crazy one, is normally in the rain, even with only 40 EVs like this Vaporeon has, Scald should do 35. So at 15, I know he's not only Assault Vest, but I know he's pretty bulky too, which is tough because now Indeedee can't kill it with Expanding Force, Toedscruel can't kill it with Earth Power, a lot of stuff like that. I then decide that I can tank it, which I do because I know my EV spread, and I get paralyzed on the on Wish. Yeah, and then because of rain being over, he can't electroshock me, so he does switch out, and I do get my Wish off, which gives me the opportunity to freely switch into Indeedee because nothing Pelipper can do here can't be healed back to full, and so he U-turns, but I'm going to be at full. Goes into Archaludon, which is just kind of tough because I then calc it with this. This is where I actually found out about the Assault Vest thing, and so I'm like, okay, I can't two-hit KO this thing like I need to do. So now I'm kind of screwed, and I double to Vaporeon into Overcoil. I decide to protect us all at the rain, but I get paralyzed. Luckily, it just spikes. I survive a crunch, Scald him, get no burn, and it's not a two-hit KO. I get paralyzed on another protect, he crunches me. I think you're seeing how this game kind of went. Toedscruel comes in. I go for a Spore just because it's okay if Mimikyu comes in. I Giga Drain it once, and I see that I can Earth Power kill him. He Swords Dances, and I can Earth Power kill him, but I get paralyzed. He Drain Punches me, and I should have Giga Drain because that would have fixed things, but I swap into Dusclops, get the call right that he's just going to go for Drain Punch. I then Protect, see that he's got Shadow Claw, and so I switch into Toedscruel as a sack rather than risk the Indeedee Drain Punch on the bait. Gambit comes in. I go for Iron Head because there's nothing he can do to me first turn, except I get paralyzed. I then Sucker and kill him, which ends up being the same result as if I just hit the Iron Head. I Swords Dance on the Overcoil coming in, which is good because I can now Brick Break this, and I can honestly Sucker Punch almost anything that comes in and kill it. He Destiny Bonds, which is a great tech, and so I do kill the Overcoil, but that also takes me out, and at this point Barraskewda can easily kill Dusclops with just a little bit of work. I make a horrible call and go for a Disable, expecting him to liquidate, which was pointless. And Walking Wake is faster, and it ends up being Choice Specs, Weather Ball. And that is how it gets wrapped up. And so I think it came down to two things. I think I didn't have the right brings for Archaludon Assault Vest. Most of my anti-Archaludon were Specs, Power Herb, Body Press, that kind of thing. Just not Assault Vest, which was stupid because he runs it all the time, and a lot of people run Assault Vest Arch. And also got pretty unlucky with the paras, but there's something about playing against your friends and being able to literally be in call with him and laugh about it. And he was even counting to me how many times he parried me, and it ended up being 8 or 9. And so that actually took all the edge off it, and although sometimes I get unlucky and I get a little mad, this one I'm not at all. And so with that being said, I'm sorry for the scuffed format. It's going to be a real short one. I should hopefully be able to be back with the full quality videos with the presentations and the in-game commentary and the post-game commentary for this upcoming week against the APOMs. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.